What's up, everyone? Welcome to Country with Noah. Today, I'm going to review Tulsa King Season 3, Episode 1. Now, the reason why I haven't reviewed the previous two seasons, I reviewed the previous two seasons of Tulsa King before I had this channel on my other channel. So, and now you guys know I will be covering every Taylor Sheridan show for the rest of my life on this channel. So um, I'll give you a quick recap of the previous two seasons. So Tulsa King stars Sylvester Stallone um, and Frank Grillo and and a bunch of other people. It's written by Taylor Sheridan, and the basic premise of it is um, the white man Freddy is a mob guy. He was in prison for 25 years, right? He didn't say anything, he didn't rat or snitch, and he gets out of prison, and the New York mafia family basically says, "We respect what you did, but please F off." Right? That's what they say. So, um, and please go to Tulsa, Oklahoma. So the two seasons of Tulsa King are Dwight building this empire in Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? And he like builds a new crew. Like he has Mitch, the cowboy, um, or he's like a cowboy. He has the muscle. He has like his driver who also thinks like Tyson, who is his driver, thinks he's a tough guy, right? Um, and stuff like that. And throughout these two seasons, he's growing his empire, right? Season 2 ends with, I'm assuming, the FBI or a special mob task force um, basically kidnapping him and saying, "You work for me now," because Dwight, the previous two seasons to this one is Dwight building his empire and in Tulsa and stuff like that. And yeah, so that's basically a quick recap of the previous two seasons. So now I'm going to get into my review of Tulsa King Season 3, Episode 1. And I will be reviewing this show week to week to week to week on this channel. Just like I reviewed Task week to week, week to week to week on this channel. So, yeah. So basically how this starts is season 2 ends with him getting kidnapped by we don't know who. But he's like, so season 2 opens with this Agent Musso, I think that's, yeah, Musso, saying, "Back 25 years ago, you killed my informant, and that I was gonna use to destroy your whole mob family, basically, right? So you work for me now. You're my whenever I call, you pick up, or else I will ruin your girlfriend's life, your your associate's life, along with your life, right? Which means put them in prison, basically. So he's like, you work for me now. So when I call, that you better pick up, right? And he's like, fine, right? So he gets released by the FBI, and season 2, in my opinion, like, I love Taylor Sheridan, but like even Taylor Sheridan has his weaker moments, right? Because Taylor Sheridan, he writes all the shows he creates and stuff. He has his weaker moments. I think season 2 was a weaker moment. Season 3, based off this first episode, seems to be more interesting and better written, right? Like, I find the same thing with, like, when, so, I would say season 3 are usually where really steps it up a notch. He did it in Yellowstone season 3. He did it in Mayor of Kingstown season 3, and now he's doing it here. Right? So basically, what you have here is Dwight has a bunch of businesses. So he has, like, in Tulsa, so because he built that empire. Like, season 1 and season 2 were basically him building his new empire, right? So he has a bunch of businesses. So he has, like, a car dealership. He has a marijuana shop. Or a weed shop. He has a bar, and what I like about this, guys, is it shows him, and he's not uh he's used to it now in season 3, but throughout these 2 seasons he has to get used to the way Oklahoma works, right? Because Dwight's New York through and through, right? And this season really, like, even though he's basically working for the FBI at their beck and call now, he's still Dwight Manfredi. So he has to, like, this episode shows him going back to New York to meet with a family and of the mob that he is a part of, and they're like, we see what you're doing in Tulsa, give us some of that. And or actually, he meets with a rival family, and the leader of the rival family basically says, I saw how your old family treated you, right? Because Dwight, at the end of season 2, also killed the leader of his mob family and basically replaced it with his own guy, right? And stuff like that. But also you have Frank Grillo's character, who is also another mob guy in Tulsa, that him and Dwight made a deal where he's like, you have to give me money and I'll leave you alone, right? He basically stopped a war at the end of season 2. So you have that all going on. And then you also have new characters too, like Mitch, who's like his second or third in command, Dwight's second and third in command. Turns out that he had a girlfriend before he went to prison, right? Mitch is the cowboy and the bar owner, right? And he that girlfriend comes back and 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 says, "Hey, my father is having to sell his burr distillery, like where they make beer and stuff like that, and we're having a yard sale." And then my Mitch is like, "Who is he selling it to?" A guy named Jeremiah Byers or Dyers, I think, who's played by Robert Patrick this season, right? This guy seems to be the main villain of the season, Jeremiah Dyers or Byers, and basically what happens is Dwight says to Mitch is like, I can't be a salesman anymore. Like, sales are not Mitch's strong suit. It's doing, like, dirty work for Dwight, basically, right? And he's like, boss, I can't do this. And he's like, I don't want you doing things that you don't want to do or you don't feel that you're good at. So, and then he gives Dwight another idea, like, hey, I used to have a girlfriend and I know her father, and her father is about to sell his beer, his distillery where they make all the beer and wine and all the alcohol stuff. And he's like, would you be interested in that, boss? And he's like, yeah, I would. That's my best Stallone impression, right? And then they go to the garage sale or yard sale where they basically sell, and he's like, he tells Mitch's love interest that yeah, I would love to meet with your father. At first, the father says no. Then they make this deal. Like, it takes Dwight a lot of time to convince him, but basically the first episode is Dwight um, convincing the father to sell to him instead of Jeremiah Dyers or Byers. Um, and the episode ends with Jeremiah Dyers like basically um, shaking his uh, Mitch's love interest father down and killing him. Right now, what I like about this show, guys, is it's a different mob show. Right, like it's a mob show, but it's set in the South, and they don't hide that. Like a lot of these guys you wouldn't typically see in a mob show. Um, he, for like I would say the most like mob like character in this show is Sylvester Stallone's Dwight Manfredi, but like the crew he's built, like he has a cowboy, he has Tyson who's like uh, a gangster, he has he has a bunch of legitimate businesses, right? And um, right, like and then you also have this season. You also have him like working for the FBI and basically being at their beck and call, which I'm interested to see where that storyline goes. And then, yeah, like apparently Samuel L. Jackson is in this season to set up his own spin-off of the Tulsa King universe set in New Orleans. So, yeah, like for me, I'm excited to see where this goes. The writing seems to be a lot better than season two, right? So far, based off first episode, and I just love what Taylor Sheridan is doing here. Like as I said to you guys, I will be reviewing any show or any media that is set in the South or set in a small town um, on this channel, and that includes every Taylor Sheridan show, um, and then I will also be covering country music, gospel music, and rock music. And I also like next year. I know this is completely off topic, but next year I will be covering American Idol again because I really enjoyed covering that for you um, last year or not last time. Um, and I really enjoyed covering American Idol for you, so I will still cover that next year. But this channel is any media that is set in the South or any media that is set in a small town, country music, gospel music. Those are the main things that I will be covering on this channel, which basically means every Taylor Sheridan show I will be covering on this channel. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this content, and again, I will be like on Sundays now. You guys are gonna get two videos because you guys are gonna get this video, Tulsa King season 3 episode reviews, and you guys are gonna get my task episode reviews until seasons both of these seasons of these shows finish. And yeah, thank you so much for all your support, and I hope you have a great day. If you've enjoyed this content, please do me a huge favor and subscribe, like, and share this video. It would really help me out, and I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.